You guys know how I'm always like, this was a little bit bigger of a project than I expected, or I might have bitten off a little more than I could chew. Yeah, well, I haven't made any personal progress in that department. Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back. While I've been doing all this building, these automatic farms have been just going to town. Want to see? We've got a few pumpkins. We've got some melons. These little things have been working pretty hard. So, yeah, I might want to do something about that. We need some farmers, the guys that'll buy this produce that my machines are so valiantly producing. And more importantly, somebody who will sell me carrots so that I don't have to constantly cook steak. Don't get me wrong, I love steak, but I'm always running out of coal. Then you got to go find some more coal, and you got to catch the cows and kill the cows and blah, 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 blah. I'm far too lazy for all that. So the plan for today is to build a pod that'll resolve my laziness issue, but I can't do another underwater pod thingy bobby because I've done too many of them. I mean, the last one was round and had a top, but I'm a nonconformist, which is probably why I live off grid. So we got to do something different. And I'm not going to use the plain old-fashioned swamp guys, and I'm not going to use the plain old-fashioned jungle guys. I'm going to use the plain old-fashioned regular guys, because I don't have any of those guys over here yet. You know what I mean, guys? But before we can actually do anything constructive, we got to gather some resources, which for you as viewers is probably the most enjoyable thing you'll ever watch. Not. So why don't I just do the incredible spin and start building. Progress report. Wow, look at that, huh? Is it what you were expecting? So, yeah, we've got a little bit of a dome geodesic thingy-bob going on here. And what do you think of those trees, huh? To the experienced Minecraft player, these trees would appear to be naturally generated. And that is actually correct. However, you probably saw them included in the Lightmatic schematic that I used to build this, meaning these trees were built by hand. So what gives, right? Personally, I really like the looks of a naturally generated tree. It's got just enough chaos and just enough uniformity, I guess, to make it feel like it is part of the game, right? It's not some sort of wackadoodle custom, but it's still kind of unique. So what I did in creative is that I just kept bone mealing saplings until I got something that I liked, which for the record took a really long time. It's not something you'd ever want to do in survival. But once I got the shape that I liked, I was able to make a schematic of it and then build it by hand. So yeah, I guess you'd say it was the best of both worlds. It definitely honors the Minecraft sort of feel while being unique to this build. It's something to consider or something to keep in your toolbox when you're working on personal projects. Minecraft natural generation can do a lot, so don't be afraid to use it. But enough about trees. Let's go. Ooh. Let's take a look inside. Bees, 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 and more bees. I like bees. I like honey. I don't like being stung, but I do like honey. Bees are great because they give you lots of activity. They give you life in a build. So I always like to do something along those lines. But I'm a big fan of multi-purposing. I mean, if you're going to take the time to build something like this, you might want to just make it do more than one thing. And of course, that's what we did on this one. There's a total of 18. Are you stuck? His wings aren't moving. Weird. Hey, go talk to your friend. He's got problems. But, oh yeah, where was I? We have 18 hives, and they are set up to automatically get honeycomb and honey bottles. I don't typically do a lot with honey bottles, but, you know, you never know. I might find a use for them. And as I mentioned, it's completely automated. So anytime I'm over here, anywhere in this area in the industrial district, these guys will be working for me. But the real reason we put way too many hours on this project, I'm going to stay away from the walls, was for the farmers. And farmers need a place to live. So we have 3 little doobobs here, a little cozy setup. It's not anything snazzy, not anything great. We have a total of, I think, 8 composters for the 9 beds that are here. You're probably wondering why I would have 8 jobs for 9 people. Ordinarily, I'd say one of them's lazy, but that's not what the case is. One of the things that I like to do is I like to have backup lecterns. Now, we have a whole lectern village. And as you could probably imagine, it has just about every book I need. But it's all here in one spot. And while that's wildly convenient, sometimes things go wrong. For that reason, I like to sneak away spare lecterns here, there, and everywhere. Like over here in the Totem Village, I've got a spare Infinity book. It's just one of those ways you can safeguard yourself from, you know, excuse me? Hello? Dude, boundaries. Yeah, no, I'm not going to buy anything. I don't have any emeralds. Some days I have serious questions about the AI in these guys. But villager quirks aside, these guys really make the game. Which is why it's so important to make sure these guys can fulfill their programming. Remember, guys, they're not NPCs. Bzz, bzz, bzz. They're valuable worker bees. Now I just got to get a few of them over here. And you know what else I need? I need to get Mr. E over here to put one of those pottery shard thingy-bobs on it. I know we got a bunch of them somewhere. I just don't know how to do it. But that is a tomorrow problem. We are all out of time. Sadly, that's what happens when you don't know how to size projects appropriately. Well, that is about all the fun we've got time for. It's been a busy week. We did quite a build there. We didn't finish it, but if you found value from this visual escapade, then please consider giving me a thumbs up or, you know, subscribe. Push me around. And remember, guys, when you're building a world, find a way to treasure the process and build it your way. Thanks for watching, everybody.